Connecting. Let's see if this works a little bit. I see some people already. I see some comments. So, hello, Liturgy Robin. Hi. Hi, Dark Eyes. I don't know about crowns too. I mean, you're in the Dutch royal kingdom now. So, hello, everyone. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Tish. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Sarah. I see several people. I'm just at the start. No, you're not seeing me yet. You're only hearing me. You're only hearing me because I will show my face later on. So I'm just in between several boats and everything. So well, you can say so. You are not allowed to park over here at the right side. We see another boat with the Amsterdam flag, as you can see, with the three crosses and everything. So hi Rebecca, welcome Madinj. Hi Linda. It is quite busy on the water because it's a beautiful day. So we're gonna start this tour in 5 minutes from now. So and it took it is a long time ago that I've been for the last time in my little kayak. So the preparations were a little longer. Hi Vivian, welcome also. Hi Catherine. So it's good to have so many people. So I'm in between several boats, as you can see, and there are a lot of other ships just going to both sides, and I'm in between. There's another ship, another boat over here. This is what we call a houseboat, and I'm still charging my phone a little because it was not completely charged. So that's why maybe sometimes my screen is a little strange. Oh, look at all these people already partying. Hi, Catherine. We have several Catherines. Hi, Tish. I said it already, I think. Hi, Anna. Oh, I love it to have Anna over here. Anna, you have to come back in this time of the year when it's summer in Amsterdam. When we have when we have this beautiful weather and all these ships going over the canals. Ah, and if you don't know Anna Levina, she's my amazing colleague from from where do I have to say right now? It's not from St. Petersburg, it's not from Israel anymore, it's now from Georgia. But her tours are still amazing. So hi Tina, hi Adrian, hi Susan. So everyone, very welcome. So let me just because you're now seeing Amsterdam. Let me just show you myself for a moment. Oh, I'm sitting over here, just next to the quay, in my little inflatable kayak, ready to go over the Amsterdam canals. So I'm ready for it. I see about 50 people now that are joining, so that's cool. That's really cool. And I have my ear. I hope everyone can hear and can see me. So because I'm almost ready. There are a lot of ships because it is a beautiful, really. See, there's going already. Welcome to a virtual tour where everything can go wrong. So you could now see my tummy for a moment. Hi, Sarah. Also welcome. Hi, Natalie. So, and if the chat is going too fast, I will try to keep an eye on the chat, but maybe not the whole time. I can look at it. So, but I will do my best, of course. So, and I will. It will be for sure a relaxed tour, because we're gonna see some of Amsterdam. We're gonna see some of Amsterdam during summertime. So it is about 25 degrees Celsius. So I think that is in Fahrenheit, about 80 Fahrenheit in total. So it's a wonderful evening. One of these evenings where it is getting dark around 10 p.m. only. It's now 8 p.m. in Amsterdam, and it's still sunny with a beautiful sun going down now bit by bit. So we will have, I think we're ending this tour around the golden hour. And you can maybe see on the K over there, Catherine is staying over there. So she's now in the screen. She is wonderful, helping me with a lot of things, not only with these virtual tours, but a lot of other things too. So, and let's see, do we have more people? Hi. Ronnie. Hi, Sean. Also welcome, of course. So you can also see that the screen is the other way around. So the P should be from left to right and not from right to left. So you see me the other way around. So my left is my right and my right is my left. Just to let you know. But it will change when I'm changing the screen. So let me know when it's exactly 8 p.m. or whatever p.m. in your two. Oh, it's 2 minutes past already. Okay, so I have to. Thank you, Catherine. I have to start. Hi, Michaela. Also. Okay. I'm now gonna remove this battery. I just did some extra battery because I was scared that I could not. Oh, that I would not have enough battery for the whole tour, but I think I have. So, welcome everyone. Welcome in Amsterdam. If you have never seen me before, but I think most of you have, my name is Stefan. Having my own tour company over here in Amsterdam, and doing a lot of tours. It's now high season, so it is a little busy, but I haven't been for a long time on a virtual tour. That is for the biggest reason is that it has been extremely busy with a lot of things. So, but I'm happy to be back. And of course, happy birthday for everyone who has their birthday today. So maybe later I can sing something. And I know some of you are also really looking forward to see this guy over here. Look, he is prepared completely. This is Oscar. And hi, Tariq. At the moment that I'm showing Oscar, immediately Tariq is also there. So that's that's interesting. So Oscar is also over here. He's prepared for the water. He has yeah, he cannot sink in the water. I mean, bear can swim, of course, but for him, you never know. So okay, so I'm just gonna place him over here next to me. So later on, people will look at me like, what is that guy doing over there in his little kayak? And just to give you an idea, this is not a good idea to do this, but I still want to show you how I'm sitting over here. I'm sitting over here in this tiny little kayak. So as you can see, it's an inflatable. It's not very big. We have to go through all the bigger ships here in the canals and on the river in Amsterdam. So I have to be a little careful with that because it is on a day like today, on an evening like today, there are lots and lots of ships, lots and lots of tourist ships, maybe all kind of cruises and things. So I have to be a little careful. So and Oscar has always been in my kayak. That's for sure. So let me see if I can place my gimbal back in my not so professional construction. Ah, come on. Sorry for this. So I'll make sure you have a good view again soon. So you're now seeing me. I'm now gonna change the screen to the other side so you can see what I am seeing. So and then make sure that everything is ready. Okay. And then we're ready. Are you all ready? Are we all ready to go? So then I'm gonna move myself away from the boat on all sides, basically. And we're gonna start kayaking. See you. See ya. And where we are right now, we are over here on a beautiful part of Amsterdam. And as you can see, there are several of these old barges laying next to me. And these barges are the what we call the houseboats. Houseboats that have been laying here for quite a long time now. Most of them came here in the 1950s and 1960s, originally as barges, and later on they became a place to live in Amsterdam. And at the back of the barge over here, we can see the most famous bridge of Amsterdam, called the Skinny Bridge, or I can better say it in Dutch, I think, because in Dutch we have the beautiful expression we say is the magere brug. The magere brug. I know it's hard to pronounce that if you're not from over here. Maybe if you're, there are not a lot of people in the world that have the same hard G as we have, really the hard G. And hi, Diane. Also, welcome from Florida. It's lovely to see people from all over the world. No, so we have a very hard G, and I think only in Dutch and maybe in some like the Israeli language also have the hard G, but that's most probably the only they're like the Yiddish also has it, but there are not a lot of other languages having this hard G like we have. But I'm going the other way around because we're going over this bigger water. You can see the sun is shining. It's a little windy. Welcome to the Netherlands, and we're gonna. Uh, oh, I didn't know, Trish, that also the Welsh had something similar. That is new for me. But we're gonna start paddling in the meantime. I'm paddling over this bigger water, and this bigger water is not a canal. I mean, Amsterdam is quite famous for all the canals, but this is not a canal. This is the river. We're going downstream. We're going downstream. The famous Amstel River. So you maybe know Amstel was the beer brand, but no, not over here. This is not the beer brand. This is the famous Amstel River that we're paddling over. And this is also where the name Amsterdam is coming from. And you can also see at the right side the famous flag. I hope that you all can all hear me. It's now a little, oh, you see they're now getting a little more waves. But at the right side, we see two things. One, you can see that lady over there taking a picture of us. That is Catherine. Hello, Catherine. And next to that, there is a flag. She's now going out the flight. She's now hearing her name, I think. And you see the flag at the right side. That is the Amsterdam flag. The red and the black part, and the three white crosses in the middle. There are a lot of stories about where this is coming from. They still don't know what the exact story is, so we can just guess where it is originally coming from. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Well, we have a lot of these canal cruises just around us from, of course, it is July right now. So a lot of people have summer vacation and they're going over here. And okay, I have to show you one of the most beautiful cruise ships that we have, canal cruise ships that we have. Look at this one. This one is called Lucy. I know the owner of Lucy. We're working together with them for private tours. It's one of the most cute ships that you can hire in the in on the canals of Amsterdam, if you like, of course. Lucy, exactly. And I know it's Lucy, I think. And we have a lot more interesting ships because in front of us we have Suzanne. And Suzanne is a very interesting one because Suzanne is one of the smoke boats. And a smoke boat in Amsterdam, yeah, it's not cigarettes. We're smoking something else on this boat. So we're smoking something else on this boat. I not we, but the people, of course, that are joining there because over there, and I can now, sadly enough, you cannot smell it. But it is some marijuana that they're smoking over there, or weed that they're smoking over there on that ship. And then in the meantime, let me get a little to the side and look at this. We have several drawbridges over here. Well, there is a bigger ship coming here at the right. So you can see I'm just in between everything. The big ship on the side is called the Willem Alexander, named after our royal. While the little ship over here is called the Orange Dragon. That is the royal ship of the king, by the way. So there's a lot of royalty over here now, just around me. So okay, let's go a little more into this direction, going under the next bridge because we have lots of bridges in Amsterdam. And I think I maybe asked this question before, so maybe some of you know that. But what is the city in the world with the most bridges? I just want you to guess. I just want you to guess. So, or give me the top three of cities that have the most bridges in their city center. I can tell you Amsterdam is in that top three. So I'm just giving you one of them. But what is and Robin is saying Venice, 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 Venice. I see several times Venice. I can tell you, Venice is the number three. Venice is the number three. And London are not, and Prague are not even in the top three. No, I think Prague has only some big bridges. Uh, yeah, the number one. I now see the answer. It's good to have someone from Germany because the city with the most bridges in this world is the city of Hamburg in Germany. So they have more bridges than Amsterdam. And just to give you an idea, Amsterdam almost have 1,300 bridges, 1,300 bridges, but still Hamburg has more. So, and Venice only has 700. So that's a lot less. Look, by the way, how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful the sky is at this moment. So this is one of these beautiful. And this is asking if you live in Hamburg, are you a hamburger? Yeah, I think there's a famous saying from one of the American president, or one of the old American presidents about that, about being a hamburger. So yes, you are a hamburger. So we all like to eat you if you're from there. Yes, it's also JFK. That's also true. Okay, I love it that I have some people that know history. Okay, we're just going here. By the way, we have now the sun in front of us. We are still going over the Amstel River. Later on, I will take you to some of the side canals. But I first wanted to show you a little of how it looks over here. Yes, I had several good answers. Thank you. So I think some of you maybe did tours with me before because sometimes I'm using the same information, but maybe that was 2 years ago. Okay, so we're going west now. We're going west because the sun is going down bit by bit. As you can see on both sides of the river, there are a lot of the what we call houseboats. And as said before, most of these barges ended up over here in the 1950s and 1960s because by that time, or around that time, we really had a shortage of housing in Amsterdam. We are now in the same time again, by the way, but that was after World War II. A lot of people wanted to live in Amsterdam, but couldn't afford it. There was no space for them. So what happened? The end of the 1950s, start of the 1960s, you had and I think that's something worldwide. You had the hippies, and these hippies, they were thinking like, okay, we still want to live in Amsterdam, in that beautiful, very liberal city, and They started buying up a lot of these old barges, and after buying them, they literally um, got them into the canals, placed them on the quays, and started living over there. So, and then you have a place like over here. Look at this black one here on the side. This is quite a beautiful one, and one of the most nice locations. It was for sale not so long ago. And hi, Sharon, also welcome, of course, even if you're a little later. Uh, no, this is a quite interesting black one over here. It has been for sale for a long time. It was for sale for almost $2 million, so 2 million euros. So that is nowadays almost 2 point, yeah, no, $2.3 million. So that's quite a lot. But of course, if you are staying here, there are now some people having a party on the side, drinking cocktails and Coronas. And look how beautiful also the both on the side are. So, and here in front of us, we see more of Amsterdam. We're now pedaling towards the city center. In front of us, the tower that you can see, that is the Mint Tower, the old Mint Tower. Used to be the place where the mint, where we had all the gold of the city. Not nowadays anymore. That's now in another location. But yeah, the Mint Tower with a beautiful top on the tower. We will go a little more into that direction. So, it's beautiful to have a sunset to paddle through Amsterdam. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I know in the time of Hegel, when I started doing these virtual tours, I sometimes did some music while we are doing tours like this. Sadly enough, with YouTube, it's all a little more strict. So if I'm doing that, they're saying like, "Oh, you're not allowed to play this music." So I cannot do that now anymore. But I can show you a little bit of what we just passed because I was focusing a little on the middle of the canal. So you have beautiful Amsterdam houses. But then over here on the side, look what we have. We have this ugly building here on the side. And to be honest, we have this ugly building. You can maybe see if you're looking over there, it says 750 years of Amsterdam because that's what we're celebrating this year. But this ugly building over here is from the 1980s, and this is the City Hall of Amsterdam. So the City Hall of Amsterdam is in the heart of the city center, and but it's quite a different style in comparison, as you can see, with all the beautiful houses that are around. While most of the houses over here are 1719, sorry, 1718, sometimes 19th century, but the city hall is a lot newer. So, and Robin is saying it looked like the high school I uh, I attended. Yes, that's true. And also the 1980s architecture was okay, maybe not the most beautiful that we can think of. But the reason that we have that area over here is a very sad reason. It's a very sad reason because the city hall, and some Amsterdammers are calling it the shitty hall because we don't like this building too. Also because, of course, all kind of government things are coming from there, and you have to go there to get your passport, and that takes always forever. Um, no, but in the it's a sad story why it is over there because that area where the city hall and by the way also the opera building is built, that is the old Jewish area. And sadly enough, most of the Jews that lived in that area, that used to live in that area, did not survive the Holocaust. So they were removed from their houses during the Holocaust, did not come back after the war, and a lot of the material of these houses was used by Dutch people during the last years of the war. For example, all the wooden pieces to make fires, for example, in their house because there was a shortage of basically everything. So after the war, most of these people did not come back. So we had these empty, stripped houses in that area. And at the end of the 1950s, they decided to remove it. And then it was an open spot for about 25 years, just in the heart of Amsterdam. And then they decided, let's build the new city hall on top of this. So, and there's now still an important memorial for the Jewish ghetto that used to be there. But yeah, that is nowadays not there anymore. So that's why we have the city hall nowadays. Okay. And it's good to see some people that are just joining. By the way, Catherine, happy birthday. I, I don't have the voice today to sing a song for you, but still, I'm wishing you a happy birthday. And it's nice that you can make it today. Um, and then in the meantime, while we're paddling over here, I'm almost, oh, I have to go a little further because we have two different things. If you're on a canal cruise over here, then there are always two things that they're showing you. Let me see. Oh, there are not so many ships now on the site. First, we have the row of houses over here on the site. In the meantime, Suzanne, the smoke boat, is going to pass us. We first have the row of houses here on the site and look a little better at these houses while the ship is passing now. And you can maybe see that all of these houses, or almost all of these houses, are tilted. They're all tilted. So we're calling these houses the dancing houses because some of them are hanging to the right, others are hanging to the left. So it looks like they are dancing together. And the only straight house is on the right side. That is the one. Let me see. Where's my finger? Oh, that's the one over there. That is the only straight house, and that is the Irish pub. That's an interesting thing. So they're very straight over there while drinking a lot of Guinness. And why we also call these the dancing houses, that's because there is at the other side of these houses, there's a square called the Rembrandt Square, and that is the square in Amsterdam. If you want to go out, if you want to go out, if you want to dance, then you're going over there. So basically, because of all the music that has been playing over there for generations and generations, that's why the houses started dancing. And then at the other side, I'm just going back now a little because we have, oh, wait, I have to go a little further. This is one of these places. I just have to get exactly on the right place. Here it is. Here we get it. Here we get it. Look here on the sides. Look how beautiful this is. We have these two houseboats, or no, one houseboat, one normal boat on the side. And then at the side, I can zoom in a little. You see, you have the beautiful church there at the end. This is the Southern Church, and we sometimes call this the $1 million view. And why do we call this the $1 million view? That is because the French painter Monet, or Monet, that's what we say in Dutch or in French, Monet, he was over here in Amsterdam for several days and he painted exactly what I'm seeing right now. Now, to be honest, it's not 100% the same because he was standing a little at the back of me on the quay and he was also painting the drawbridge. I think the drawbridge we cannot see from over here. But it's a nice view. And if you're searching for Monet Amsterdam, just search for Monet Amsterdam. You will find exactly the painting that I'm talking about with the beautiful southern church, a drawbridge, and some boats inside the canal. So, and it is a beautiful view for sure. So a lot of the ships are also stopping over here just for a moment, so people can see these highlights of Amsterdam. And it's a beautiful view. In the meantime, you can see that it's getting a little cloudy, but maybe it's even better because I was a little scared that this whole tour would be really in some sunshine. And I had already a lot of sunshine in the last days. So, but this is better. Oh, Fran is saying it's one of my favorite Monet paintings. Yeah, that's the interesting thing is that Monet has been for several weeks in the Netherlands, and he did not only paint Amsterdam, he also made several paintings of the area of Zaandam, and also the windmill area. And that is the area where also Peter the Great, and I don't know if Anna Levina is still there. She did several tours about Peter the Great. Even when she was in Amsterdam, she did some tours about his house, about the area where he was growing, not growing up, where he stayed for a longer time. So, but Anna, you're still here. That's cool. That's cool. So, but you can also find several of the paintings of Monet that he painted in the Netherlands, and most of them or have the famous, what we say, greenhouses, and some of them even have some of the windmills, because that was at that moment the industrial area of Amsterdam where Peter the Great also stayed around the same time. And now, of course, you have to come back over here. You have to come back over here, especially at summertime, when all these people look here at the right side. So we have this beautiful one of the beautiful hotels of Amsterdam called the Doelen Hotel. But also look at the side, you see all these people sitting outside. It's a summer evening. It's one of the most beautiful terraces that you can have with a view over the water in Amsterdam. Okay, let's paddle a little more towards the tower over there. Dank je. There's just a bigger ship that's just going around me. Dank u. I'm just saying thank you. He said, like, I'm going around you. I mean, the row in the Amsterdam canals is like the bigger the boats you have, and you have the right of way. So this guy was very kind to me because he could have just gone almost through me and saying like, yeah, hey, you have used like your tiny inflatable kayak, so you have no rights at all. Okay, man, there are several beautiful hotels, Robin, because also the one here at the right side is a little harder to see now. Let me see if I can get you a little more of it. This is another beautiful hotel, one of the most luxury ones in Amsterdam, called the Hotel de l'Europe, or the Europe Hotel. So, and the Hotel de l'Europe, that is from time in Amsterdam, the end of the 19th century, when it was normal to use all kind of French words over here. That was the fashion by that time, to use French words for almost everything. Wait, let me I'm just getting you straight again, because otherwise you just see the left and right side. But it's also interesting to see everywhere on the case you see people. That's also Amsterdam during summertime. That's Amsterdam during summertime. You see a lot of people staying on the quays, having drinks, sometimes eating something, or just enjoying the view, enjoying the sun and everything. So, as you can see, we're now quite nearby the Mint Tower. So I'm just looking at your and Catherine. Yes, Catherine is saying like she did paint that view that we were just seeing. So she made her own Monet. I can almost say that it has a similar quality as Monet. And yes, that's hanging now in my office. I see it every day. Not every day, but the days that I'm in the office, I'm seeing it, and it's really a beautiful painting. So thank you for that. And as you can also see, there are a lot of ships everywhere. We now have Multatuli, named after a famous Dutch. Let's see where he's going. I don't know if he's going to me or not. So it's called the. Oh, I think it's coming this way. So I have to be a little careful. You can also see again. You can also see again. There's the Amsterdam coat of arms on the front, with again the red, the black, and the white crosses. Also on this ship. Okay, yeah, he's really going now around the corner. Okay, it's a huge ship in comparison to my little kayak. A marine who has right of way. The bigger the boat, the more the right of way you have. So that's uh, so I have to be a little careful. And there's also a boat after me, behind me. Also not very big, but a little bigger than I am. So he has to be a little careful. Right? You can now see him. He's now just passing me at the way too. It's 8:30 p.m. in the meantime. As you can see, it is still bright outside. The sun will go down today around 9:45. This time of the year, the Amsterdam, in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, we have very long days. It's always beautiful. And that's also why you see so many people outside, sitting outside, having food outside, having drinks outside. And Cindy is asking, is there a speed limit for boats? Yeah, there is. There is. And the guy that just passed me, he was going over the speed limit. I know that for sure. Because the maximum speed limit in the Amsterdam canals is in kilometers per hour, 6. So that's about 4 miles an hour. 4 miles an hour only. So you cannot go very fast. And the majority of the boats already right now is electrical. So, and I think in 2 years from now, all the ships on the Amsterdam Canal have to be electrical. So most of like the ships that we see here on the right side, like the bigger canal cruise ships, there are already electrical, but also individuals have to uh, or buy a new ship or have to install an electrical engine and batteries in their ships. So, Sarah, thank you for. Hi. You see, a lot of people are looking at me like they're seeing that I'm screaming, so taking a picture of me. While we are just passing, you see a lot of the names of the ships. We had uh, at the right side Princess Christina, at the left side Princess Margriet. So all kind of Dutch royals that we're passing right now. We had Princess Maxima already before. So this Canal Cruise Company is naming all their ships after the royals. So we have over here our former queen at the right side, Princess Beatrix, now a princess again. And then at the right side, there's Queen Juliana. It's interesting that they call it still the Queen Juliana and Princess Beatrix because Juliana is not there anymore and it also should be a princess, but it's all royals, royals from this Canal Cruise Company at least. So, okay, just going here on the sides. And all these ships are all going there around the corner while we have at the same time over here on the right side, Princess Catharina Amalia. That is um, one of the princesses that we have right now, the daughter of our king at the moment. So they already, even if they are still under 18, they already have boat named after them. So yes, I'm happy that everything will get electrical. The interesting thing is that when I moved to Amsterdam, it's already now, it's almost 20 years ago. When I came over here, then still uh, all these canal cruises had gasoline engines. So it was always on a summer day like this, then there was and a lot of noise, but also a lot of pollution because you could really smell them everywhere. And that's something they started, I think, with the plans to electrify all the ships about 10 years ago now. So they gave all the cruise companies about 10 years to change, and people, individuals, even 15 years. And so now, bit by bit, more and more of the ships are using batteries. So it is, at least over here. I know that the electricity is, of course, also coming from somewhere, but at least over here in the canals now, there's a lot less pollution. And yeah, it costs a lot of money, of course, it costs a lot of money to change that. But what they said is like, okay, you have a license, and that license is still valid for 10 years. If you want the next round a license again, then you need to make sure that you're turning your engine into an electrical one. I just have to check because I'm now almost at the corner, and I want to make sure that the bigger boats are going in front of me. So. Oh, they're only parking. Okay, they're only parking, so I'm safe. In the meantime, we're just the whole time paddling over the Amstel River. Well, we see in front of us the Dutch flag, by the way. We see the Dutch flag. We're going over the Amstel River, and over here the river is basically ending. It's basically ending, and what they did, and this is already a long time ago, about 700 years ago, they blocked the river Amstel over here on this side. Originally, it was a little further away, and after blocking it, they and I have to go now this over this very narrow little canal. But after blocking it, you only have these side canals for all the water and all the ships to go over. So they were placing the dam in the Amstel River. That's where the name Amsterdam is coming from, about 800 years ago now. Uh, and that's also when Amsterdam started to become the one of the most famous and also one of the most expensive and rich cities in the world. So now we're going to a little park, and let's see. Oh, there's a big boat coming after me, so I just have to make sure that I'm pacing a little. This part is feeling a little like Venice almost, isn't it? Oh, sorry for hitting my phone several times. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You just have to. There's a big boat behind me now, so I have to go into safety at the moment because I don't want to end up this evening in July under a ship. So I'm just going to the side so he can pass me on the wrong side of the water. But okay. So I'm just going over here on the side so I can recalibrate also my gimbal a little because it was getting a little. Yeah. Yeah. Over here's the big ship that I was talking about. So I just want not to get under this. So, and of course, everyone who wants to support me, you can do that with PayPal or hi or buy me a coffee. It's all possible. So thank you, Catherine, for placing the links. So oh wait, I'm just gonna sorry, I have to recalibrate a little bit more. I've not. It is just a inflatable little kayak. So and Robin is asking, is it easy to get a ticket for a canal cruise? Yes, it is. There are I don't know even how many. I think about 30 different canal cruise companies. They have them from very cheap to very expensive and everything in between. So there's a lot of choice if you want. Okay, okay. I'm just going. Uh, you see the boat over here? They want to go under. The interesting thing is that on the right side, you see that um, there's no stone. They have like another construction. And that is because the ships over here have been going around the corner for I don't know how many years, for a very long time. And the thing is that the power that was used for that, and all the current in the water, uh, was so bad in the end that about 3 years ago, the quay here at the right side completely collapsed. Completely collapsed because of 30, 40 years of mainly tourist ships that went through it. So okay, I'm just in the meantime I'm going here while the next one is already going around the corner. So you have to redo it completely. Thank you, Trisha. Okay, in the meantime, we're going under some of the older bridges, and we are now on the what we call the Oudezijds Voorburgwal. This is one of the oldest canals of Amsterdam. And when I'm talking about one of the oldest canals, then we have to go back about 700 years. So, about 800 years ago, they started building the dam in the Amstel River, blocking the water, blocking the river. So, they had to go around. And this was one of the first side canals when more and more people wanted to live. Hi, when more and more people wanted to live in the city of Amsterdam. So, and yes, we have a lot of boats with flowers. The last 3 years, one of the companies started adding flowers to them. And then now half of the companies are adding flowers to their ships. So it's like the fashion of the last 2 to 3 years. Like when you go to, for example, Paris, you have all these cafes with beautiful flowers. Most of them are, by the way, fake flower, just to make it looks very shiny, but it's a little fake because also the ones over here they're not real flowers. Yes, Linda, I did a tour earlier. It was the canal cruise. It was going a little faster. It was going a little faster, and that was high. And that was going with a boat with the real tulips. That was with real tulips. So in the meantime, a lot of these people are looking at me. They're seeing that I have that I'm streaming, so they all want to wave. So, but yeah, we're going now over the oude Voorburgwal. As said, one of the two oldest canals that we have in Amsterdam. And the first part is still a little calm, but the second part, the interesting thing is the second part is part of what we call the famous red light district, or in Dutch we say de Wallen. So we are almost there. So Oscar, you can look at this, of course, because the red light district that is also the oldest part of Amsterdam. That's always the interesting thing, the oldest part of Amsterdam, and that's where you have the prostitution zone. That's of course also part of Amsterdam. Okay, good to hear that you like the flower boat tour too. So it's now going a little slower, of course, in my little kayak. So, but I hope you still enjoy it. It's a good exercise for me. I'm talking the whole time. Also, feel free, of course, to ask all the questions you want. I mean, I'm not saying that I know the answer on every question, but I know a lot as a tour guide here in Amsterdam. Although, although I'm getting a little rusty. So the last years, I've been guiding myself. I've been guiding myself less and less, and it's mainly because I have now a lot of guys that are doing tours for me. So it's a little less. So sometimes when I'm doing a tour, I'm thinking like, oh, what was that story? How was the what happened over here? What was this house? What was this building? So Robin, I have to do more tours with us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I have to do a lot of things. Hi, I have to do a lot of things for sure. But it's just good to be back at least. I know that I've also been doing a lot less tours than in the last years, and that's also because yeah, life comes back. Tourism has been back a lot more than the last years, although in the last months it's going because of all the unsureness in the world, economically, etc. So you see, it's a little less busy in Amsterdam than the 2 years before. But yeah, I will. I promised that before. I'm not gonna stop completely with virtual tours. I will keep on doing them, but I know it is a lot less than it was before because yeah, I have to manage a company. You have to do a lot of things from marketing, finances, and everything else that is related to having a company. So I'm really happy that Catherine is helping me with this because we started during COVID and it's now working for me full time living in Amsterdam. So I'm really happy with that. So stockpile my money. Okay, I should do that. I should do that. To be honest, that's another personal story, but maybe some of you know that during COVID, I not only lost my house that I had, but also I was married, I got divorced, and it was not the easiest time. But okay, you have to go on. But if you have a company, then also to get a mortgage to get a house is a lot harder. So you have to show several reports of the last years of financially how you were doing that. And now finally, it's now 2025. 2025, I finally had 3 years where I was making where I was making some money. So I can now finally get a very tiny apartment in Amsterdam again. So, oh, wow. Oh, and yes, of course, not to forget, because I have some more help than only Catherine. It's good that you're saying that, Anna. Of course, how can I forget you? Because I'm also really happy that I have someone not in the Netherlands, but all the way in Georgia. And I'm not talking about Georgia in the US, no, in the country Georgia. That is also helping me. So Anna Levina, after coming to Amsterdam, she guided over here, did some of my tours in a very good way, as of course expected, with being such a good guide. But she's now still helping me still helping us now with some of the work. So a lot of the people that are booking tours are now getting they're offering me now a beer. So I'm getting nearby the red light district. That's the type of comments you're getting over here. But I'm really happy for with the help from both Catherine and Anna Levina. So okay. We're now going under this bridge where you see on the top it's saying no smoking and no cannabis in public. Otherwise, you're getting a fine. It's also you cannot be in the water. You're not allowed to drink on the streets because we're now getting into what we call the red light district. So, yes, if you want to see a tour of Anna, because of course she's also touring, she's doing a lot more virtual tours than I do. So I'm feeling bad. um, but she's doing a tour after me. So Anna, just feel free to give a link to your tour here in the chat, so people, if they want to see a little more after Amsterdam from Georgia, a beautiful country where I have not been there, it's still on my list, so they can go to you. In the meantime, I am getting on the, I said it already, red light district. You see, there are a lot more people now on the streets. So also a lot more ships on the side because there are more people that want to see this. Um, and yeah, this is also Amsterdam. One of the, I said already, one of the oldest parts of Amsterdam. And prostitution is over here. You have over here the lights. You have the red lights. You have women, some women, not so many, but some women sitting in the windows selling themselves basically. And yeah, that is something normal in Amsterdam. And this has been normal for hundreds and hundreds of years. So Amsterdam has been a city of trade, a city of seamen since the start. So, and what you of course have with seamen is they're on the sea for a very long time, coming from all over the world to Amsterdam or from Amsterdam, and then coming back after let's say a year sailing to Indonesia and back. And yeah, that's one of the things. All these men on their ships for a long time coming into a city and then they want something. So prostitution has been one of these things. They're also saying it's the oldest job in the world. And that is also in this area over here. And what we see right now is completely different. I what we see over here right now is completely different from what it used to be in the old times because it has been changed a lot since tourism became bigger and bigger. And that's basically from the 1960s, 1970s when tourism started to grow. And nowadays, this is one of the most touristy parts of Amsterdam. And it's now becoming so busy and we're still early in the evening. If we're coming back here in 2 hours when it's dark, when you see more of the red lights and more of the sex shops, more of the windows and everything, then it's filled with people. It's really, you can walk over the heads. I don't know if that's an English expression too, but a Dutch expression it is. Yeah, and by the way, Oscar is not looking now. So he's asleep. So he's not allowed to look outside. Um, no, but it is now has become so busy over here and so touristy that in the last years there has been more and more complaints also from the women that are working at the windows because they can do that. They can become their own entrepreneurs, make their own money. That is the system over here. And they have been complaining about all these, not only even men, but even groups of men and women and even families and groups of friends coming over here. And the majority of them are just looking. They're just looking. So a lot of the people are, or a lot of the women are complaining that they're feeling that they're over here working in a zoo because everyone is just looking and is not buying. So because of that, and also because of all the tourism over here, with of course not only the windows, but also a lot of the coffee shops where you can get marijuana, a lot of bars, a lot of shows where you can all see all kind of other things. So the local government decided already now 50 years ago that they wanna move the red light district and that they are want to see if they can place it somewhere else. And that is something very big and something that has been here for hundreds of years. They want to move to another part of the city. So, and what they started doing is they started already closing several of the windows. Well, so about 50% of all the windows where women used to work are now closed. And they're planning also to move the other 50% and to basically say, like, we don't want that over here in this area anymore. So this is just the oldest part of Amsterdam. So, okay, let me see if I missed. I'm just talking and talking and talking because there's so much that I can tell about this. And of course, I know that this area over here is something so different from every other part of the world. For me, it's something quite normal as a Dutch person that you have this. So we, as you know, maybe if you've done more tours with me, we are uh, we are people that we don't sugarcoat, but we also don't do as if we are also not doing if something exists, it exists. So we're not just trying to hide it. So one of the things is, and this already started literally a long time ago, like, okay, we have prostitution, that job is there. So of course we can do as in most other countries in the world is saying it's not allowed, but at the same time we know then that it's somewhere happening and that on the black market you can still get it, and that it's not really, it's not only bad for your economy but also bad for the people that are working in that business because there's no control, nothing. So, and that's one of the things that we decided in the Netherlands, like, okay, if we have it, we can try to say it's not allowed anymore, but what if we just allow it and just regulate it? So that's a typical Dutch answer. And we're not only doing that with prostitution, for example, also with all the marijuana and all the smoking that is also in this same area. So and I know that model. I know when we started this, let's say 40, 50 years ago, then it was unique. And nowadays, more and more countries are following this because there are more and more countries, at least with marijuana, that say, like, okay, let's legalize it because of, still people will use it. It is not very bad for your health. So why just do uh, why try to forbid everything while we cannot control it? And the other thing is, and that's the interesting thing is also the Dutch, they were thinking like, okay, if we regulate it, then we can also ask VAT for it. So if you're buying over here some marijuana, if you're going to one of the windows and have the services of one of these ladies, then you still have to pay VAT. So the state is earning something also from all the business over here. So of course that's also. Oh, sorry, I'm just now. Okay. Oh, sorry, I got my phone is a little. Okay, I have to recalibrate a little. There we go. And yeah, Ronnie, that's the interesting thing is you see the same thing happened, of course, in the US in what was it, in the 1920s, 1930s, when they tried to prohibit alcohol. Then you saw that the mafia came and became stronger than ever. That's also one of the reasons why we try to control this. But in the meantime, look, because I'm talking the whole time, but we're also here on one of the most beautiful parts of the city. We see a lot of people sitting on the side. Someone is playing music, a guitar, and we have over here the oldest church of Amsterdam. This is the Oude Kerk, the old church from the 13th century in the heart, literally the heart of the red light district. So we have so much history over here. Okay, just let me. And it's of course also, I mean, it's busy, but it's also a very vivid area. So let's see. No, I mean, yeah, I see several people prohibition of things that's never working, and basically, I think you're right, and we still try. Even in the Netherlands, there are a lot of things that are not allowed, they are prohibited. But we tried with some of these things to say, like, let's legalize it so we can control it. And yeah, this area is really the example of it. So, and then here at the left side, you can maybe see, we can see some of the red lights. So on the corner over there, so we have at the left, we have the side of the church. And at the right, over there, oh, wait, over there, you can see the red lights above the window. So these are some of the windows that are used. And I can also tell you that this corner over there is the corner where you can find black ladies. They are over there. There's several in a row. And all of them are basically a door that can only be opened from one side. So only from the inside it can be opened. So the prostitute, they can decide themselves if they want to let someone inside, yes or no. And no, so they can decide at the inside. And then when you go inside, because a lot of people are always wondering, like, how is that going? If you're going inside, then you have literally a menu. You have literally a menu from all kind of services that you can order from that lady. And every service has a certain price, starting at about 50 euros, or that's what I heard about it, start about 50 euros for a certain service, and that can so it's about $60, and that can go up depending on how long and what exactly you want. So it's just a job. It's just a job where you have to go to the Chamber of Commerce if you want to do that work. So it is for us something. I don't know if it's normal, but it is part of our society. Okay, so I'm just going a little further. Wait, I just have to recalibrate a little more. Sorry, my gimbal is starting to get yeah, come on. Okay, let's go. I just want to go further because I'm almost at the end now of the red light district. It's only a tiny area in Amsterdam. It's basically two canals and some side streets, so it's not so big anymore. And most probably it will be here for another 10 years, but by bit moved to another part of Amsterdam. So there's a big chance that if you're coming in 10 years from now in Amsterdam, that you still have this area but not with the windows anymore. And most probably, if the windows are moving, then also most of the what we call the coffee shops, the places where you can smoke marijuana in a controlled way, will also be high, will also be moved away from over here. So I think, Linda, you're right that the gimbal needs to do a little more tours. That's true. But as you can see, the whole time it's also turning around. So I'm just trying to, yeah, there we are. Okay, a lot of people on the side just sitting over here because of the good weather. And in the meantime, in front of us, we have another church. And by the way, I have to say, we have a cathedral in front of us because very recently, just a week before the former pope died, he gave Amsterdam and especially this church that was until that time a church in front of us the rights to become a cathedral. So we now finally have a cathedral in Amsterdam, one of the last Roman Catholic churches that we have. So you can see the big cross on top while we're passed by quite a beautiful ship again. Oh, there's another big ship after it. Stern, named after a Dutch bird. Ah, Why is my gimbal the whole time? I don't know what it wants. Here in the red light district, it's starting to get its own life. Sorry for that. Yeah, it's really rusty. You're completely right. Okay. Yeah. Oscar, can you do something about it? When you're awake again, we're not in red light anymore. We're now going out. Now, see, it's still slipping away bit by bit. So, ah, I'm really sorry. I'm just gonna try to control it, but I have like a very simple construction to have my gimbal in my backpack in between my legs. So the construction normally works, but today yeah, it's slipping away the whole time, and it's trying to the whole. Oh wait! I want to show you. Look at this. I'm just passing it. There's some wildlife. We have some wildlife over here. Look at these geese. I think they are Egyptian geese, if I'm right. And they're just here on the side. And I think they even have their nest built over there on the side. Nothing used at the moment, but it's all used of like litter from the canals. So some Amsterdam wildlife. Yeah. Okay. Okay. A lot of music on the streets on a warm summer evening. So what we're going to do, I just have to look a little at the back to see if there are other ships. This part over here on the right side, this feels for me already like a little Venice in Amsterdam, because most of the canals in Amsterdam, they have a road. So they have, of course, you have the canal, you have a road, and then the houses on the road and not on the water. But over here, in this little part, we have something that feels a little like hi, that feels a little like Venice, because as you can see, the houses over here are directly on the water. So little Venice in Amsterdam. So I'm not going further on this canal because it is blocked at the end, and we're going back. We're going back to where we were before, almost. So okay, just getting back. Just trying to show you also a little bit from where we are. Okay. And I don't think you can hear all the music that's on the side. I think you can just hear me. It's maybe even good because there are a lot of bands playing now on the side, all kind of music. Some guys over there are dancing. So Victoria Street in Edinburgh, but underwater. Okay, that's an interesting comparison. Okay, let me see. Whoop. Okay, let's go over here. We're going here to the right side. So we're going outside of the old city center of Amsterdam. We're following this ship, and we're going through the old waterlocks. So originally, to get inside the city of Amsterdam, you had to go through the waterlocks. We still see some of the, you see the doors here at the left side. So this was one part, and that was because originally, I'm now talking until about 100 years ago, the water level inside the city of Amsterdam was lower than the water level outside of the city. Because as you maybe know, Amsterdam is under sea level, and the I'm now here on the canals, and the canals were even about 3 meters, so about 12 feet under sea level. So to get over here to sea level, we have to go up. We have to go to a water lock to get there. So if we're opening these locks, then on some parts of the tide, of course, you have the tides, and we're having the next doors of the waterlock. So, but we have to go up to get to the sea level. And if we would not have um, these waterlocks, and they're nowadays outside of Amsterdam and a lot bigger, then we would have water over here, even to the level of the street, the street side. So, or even a little higher than that. So, because on average, Amsterdam is just about 1 feet under sea level. Some parts are a little less, some parts are a little higher, but the average street level is about 1 feet under sea level. So, okay. So, going to the waterlock, passing the church at the left side, getting into the bigger water because we are now going to the area where originally the old harbor of Amsterdam was, one of the bigger harbors. So the big ships, the big ships originally could not get, of course, dank je, could not get into the old city center. So the big ships were just um, boarding just outside of the old city center. And then at the same time, so at the same time, there were smaller ships that were getting all the stuff from the bigger ships into the canals, into the canal houses. So that's how it was before. Okay, let's see where we are then. When getting out of this, there's another beautiful part. I mean, I said already before, it used to be harbors, but nowadays not anymore because nowadays the ships are even bigger again. So they will not fit even in the old harbor anymore. Only some of the 19th century older ships are there. I just have to check. Oh, there's no ship now behind me. So because this, we have now to go under this under this bigger tunnel. So, oh wait, just there's my. You see my gimbal the whole time slipping away. Okay, come on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a bigger boat. So behind me now. Just going under this, and then of course we have more ships there again. Everywhere there are restaurants on the side. It's also because it's summertime, so people love to sit outside, to dine outside. And of course, you can also buy some coffees later. So I think the link is shared already several times. So, or open another tab, and then you can do that later. So I'm uh, I'm very grateful for everyone who's supporting me, so I can keep on doing this. So because in the end, I know I'm doing a lot less tours than before, but I still love to do this, and I think it's for all of you a nice way to see Amsterdam, to see something different than before. Okay, where are we now? So we're not so far away from Central Station. Oh, let's go to the right. Not so far from Central Station on the bigger water, as you can see. Right on the over here, there's the bridge, and we have at the left side, you have the Double Tree Hotel with one of the best views that you can get over the city of Amsterdam. I just have to. I'm seeing that my kayak is also tilted a little. I don't know, maybe one part doesn't have so much air anymore. So, but I'm not sinking yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's just look at the left side is higher than the right side. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. No clue. Or maybe I have too much. No, my weight is mainly on the left side, not on the right side. Okay, no, not thinking too much about this, Stefan. Let's get uh, let's get to a safe area where if my kayak is losing air, I can at least I can at least get to the side fast. Okay, we're getting under this. At the other side, we see more ships. On the right side, you see a lot more of houseboats. Houseboats that are laying over here literally in rows. Some of them are a little bigger than the ones on the canals, of course. Um, and then in the middle part, you can see a white building. It's a little further away. And that is the Maritime Museum of Amsterdam. A beautiful building. Used to be the place, just basically the storage of the Dutch East Indies Company. And then the part of the Dutch East Indies Company that was protecting all the trading ships. So what that they have over here inside what now is a museum, it was basically a storage from cannons, gunpowder, cannonballs, and all that kind of things to make war. So that was all over there in the white building that we see in the middle. It's nowadays a beautiful, a quite beautiful museum about the maritime history of the Netherlands. And outside they have several ships that you can visit, and there's even a replica, a nice replica of a 17th, no, sorry, 18th century sailing ship that the Dutch uh, used to use to sail all the way to Indonesia and back. So it's quite a nice area over here. And it's one of the areas in Amsterdam where you have more space, as you can see. Let's also go around a little because there's a beautiful sky at the side. Over there's another building that is related to the maritime history. And then look at this. Look at the sky of the new Cathedral of Amsterdam. We have another flower boat again. Look at the sky. How amazing it is. And then the big building that we see just behind the bridge, that is Amsterdam Central Station. So that's the central station where you will arrive if you're coming here by train. So from over there, the direct train to Brussels and to London and also to Paris is over there. So Paris, London, and Brussels can all be reached directly with trains. And when I'm talking about Paris, that's 3.5 hours. London is 3.5 hours. Brussels is 1.5 to 2 hours. So everything is nearby from over here. So it's a very convenient way of traveling in this part of Europe because they're all high-speed trains. They're very luxury inside. So it's better, to be honest, it's better and it's faster than going by bus, and it's even faster than going by plane. And that's the interesting thing because, yeah, the plane, you maybe have to be only 1 hour in the plane. But the interesting thing is that this train is directly ending, for example, in the city center of Paris. So you're immediately at Gare du Nord, the northern station, and that is very central. While if you're flying to Paris, yeah, of course, you first have to be 2 hours in advance here at Schiphol Airport, and then you are flying to Charles de Gaulle Airport, and from there you still have to travel for another about an hour to be in the city center of Paris. So it is faster to go by the fast train. And Robin, yeah, that is the Eurostar. That's one of the trains that we have. We have several ones, but yeah, Eurostar is one of them. And then in the meantime, while we're over here, you maybe think like, are we still in Amsterdam? Yeah, we're still in Amsterdam because we have a very interesting building called the Sea Palace. And the Sea Palace is a Chinese floating restaurant that has been over here already for a very long time. It's under Chinese one of the most famous restaurants. Uh, and yeah, they have the rights forever to be in this water, so they will not go away. And it's yeah, so if you're wanna try some Chinese food, then you can go to Sea Palace, where it is a little the feeling as we are in Hong Kong or maybe in China or something like that. So that's over here on the side, and I will go around the Sea Palace because at the other side of the Sea Palace, that is a nice place for me to dock and to end this tour. So I'm not going all the way back to where we started because it's also quite windy. So let's see. We still have about more than 50 people are still joining. Thank you for that. Wait, let me see for a moment. I hate my gimbal. I don't know what my gimbal has today. I'm sorry for that. Ah, wow. This is beautiful, isn't it? And just to give you an idea, I am still there the whole time. I've just been like this. Look at also at the back part, how beautiful it is behind me. I'm really at the. I should turn a little more. So wait, I'm just gonna turn again. Wait. Let's turn my little kayak to see the beautiful, almost the sunset. And I mean, it is now, I think 9:15. Is it 9:15? Something like that. But look at this. Sunset in Amsterdam with the beautiful cathedral. Some of the skyline of Amsterdam. On the right side, you see the central station of Amsterdam. With you can even see here on the right side. I'm now pointing at it. Oh, wow. It's out of view now. Um, but here on the right side on top, I'm just gonna try. You see a little. I'm not pointing with my finger. You see the little sign? That is the riding wheel that you can find on a lot of northwestern European station as the sign of the train or the sign of the train tracks. So, but yeah, it is a beautiful. It's really beautiful, and the time over here. I started this tour at 8, a little before 8, 10 before 8. It's now 1 hour and 21 minutes later. So I think it's about 9:20, something like that. So it's 9:20. I said already sunset is about 9:45. So it's still quite long over here. It's a beautiful time of the year. So, oh, there's a big ship coming. Thank you. Okay. So I have to be careful because this guy over here was really making sounds to out of the way, go out of the way. I'm bigger. Thank you. The people are all like, okay, what were you doing there? So I hope you all enjoyed it. That I've been back after a long time to be doing a tour again while as you can see over here now in front of me, I can zoom out, I think, a little bit. Yeah. You see all these modern buildings. This is we see in the middle part, the building with the brown parts. That is the Openbare Bibliotheek. That's the public library of Amsterdam, one of the most beautiful buildings that we have, one of the most beautiful modern buildings. At the right side, there is the conservatorium. We have the building of booking.com. We have the green building there at the side. That is the Science Museum, called Nemo Science Museum. So it looks like a little big ship laying over there. So this part of Amsterdam, just outside of the city center, also a part that I really like. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm just now gonna show you again my face for a moment. For a moment, just let me show you. So I wanna thank you all for joining me today. I hope you really enjoyed it as much as I did to be on the Amsterdam canals paddling a little. Uh, I was talking the whole time. Hopefully, I could answer most of your questions and that you enjoyed to be here as much as I did, because it's for me a good exercise. It's good to be on the water again, even while my kayak is, well, I don't know what's happening with it, but it feels like I left some of the air on the right side. So it is, but maybe I just have to do something with it. I don't know. So thank you again for joining. I hope to see you again. I will be back for sure. So I don't know my next tour again, but it can be Amsterdam. It can be somewhere else. I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful sunset here at the back, as you can see. And to see you again. And yes, it's time for a little drink for sure. That's for sure. Maybe a wine. It feels more like a wine evening today. And I hope to see you again. So thank you again. And oh, wait, wait, wait. This guy is awake again. So he's also saying bye bye. See you later. Bye bye.